Hello there, Lee Roggenberg, Florida Lacrosse News, welcoming you to the FLN primetime version, Playoff Mania. We've got, I'm going to try to do a little bit of a studio type show tonight. We'll see how long we last. We already have some results in. Unfortunately, a couple of forfeits right off the bat. Key West on the boys' side forfeited to Ransom Everglades. I believe that Wellington won their game on a forfeit also. So far, the scores that are in 2A on the boys' side, Alonzo 15-5 win over Sickles. Got Pine School 13-2 over John Carroll Catholic. Bartow 13-5 win over Winter Haven. Trinity Prep 20-10 over Lake Mineola. Olympia 6-4 over Tohopeka. We have Dwyer with an easy win down here, 19-3 over Park Vista. Some of the partial scores that are also in, we've got Wharton with a 15-8 lead over Wiregrass Ranch. Melbourne and South Fork are playing a close game. It's Melbourne up 7-6 in the third quarter. We've got Berkeley Prep pulling away from Tampa Prep. That should be no problem. Osceola winning big over Clearwater. Calvary Christian Clearwater 8-0 over Northeast in the second. Community School blasting Cypress Creek in the second quarter. Palm Harbor with a 9-3 lead over Sarasota. Let's check that one quickly. That seems like a very surprise score. Let's quickly check that district. Sarasota 9-3. Yeah, Palm Harbor was the 5th seed. Sarasota was the 4th seed. Palm Harbor is leading that one big. That's interesting. Alonzo of their win will get the winner of Lakewood Ranch and Manatee. We've got Trinity Catholic leading Santa Fe 6-2. Also on the boys' side, that's in the second quarter. Let's take a look at that bracket. That's, I think, number 3. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I do not have one of those. I forgot to put District 4 right in the names on that one. In District 2, Santa Fe is the 6th seed. Santa Fe is the 3 seed. Trinity Catholic is the 6th seed. That would certainly be an upset if that held. Lincoln up north in 2A. We've got, let's see. That looks like it's going to be, yes, that's going to be a 1A matchup. Let's see, Lincoln and Gainesville. Lincoln a 5 seed, putting it to Gainesville in the fourth quarter as a 4 seed. So that looks like Lincoln will move on and we'll play Oak Hall in the next round. That's a surprise also a little bit. 5s and 4s maybe aren't such a big deal, but a 6 knocking off a 3 in this format certainly is. Let's see, also on the boys' side, we got Oviedo. They're going to close out Lyman. It's 16-0 in the second. Fleming Island holding on to the 5-3 lead in the second quarter against Bartram Trail. That was interesting because I believe Bartram knocked them off about a week ago or so. So that would certainly be a good turnaround for Fleming Island if they hold on there. And those two teams, Bartram is a 3 seed, Fleming is a 6. So that certainly would be an upset. We've got Bishop Moore, the 4-0 lead in the first over First Academy. On the girls' side, let's see what we've got so far. We've got Park Vista, easy win over West Boca. As I mentioned, Wellington was forfeited to by Palm Beach Gardens, and Clearwater forfeited to St. Petersburg. Miami Country Day, 8-2 winner over Palmer Trinity down in 1A in District 16 for the girls. Westminster Christian with a 9-8 win in overtime over Gulliver Prep. Also on the girls' side. On the boys' side, on the girls' side, Oviedo, easy win over Lyman. Forest, easy win over Flagler Palm Coast. Ransom Everglades, knocking off Coral Shores 12-4. We got Satellite 18-2 over Melbourne Central. St. Edward's 21-11 over Pine School. Santa Fe on the girls' side 15-11 over Gainesville. Canterbury with a comfortable lead over Fort Myers. Vieira with a big shutout win over Cypress Creek. Palmetto 10-9 over Coral Reef. That's kind of interesting. Let's take a quick look at that district. And I'm not sure if they're 2A or 1A. Let's see. Yeah, that's a 2A on the girls' side. Let's pencil that one in the score sheet. Palmetto as a 2 seed, barely getting by the 7 seed. Coral Reef 10-9. That's pretty rare for something that close. A number 2 seed holding on to win by 1 goal over a number 7 seed. Park Vista, West Boca. We mentioned Lake Wales, easy win over Discovery. We were talking about that one on the Varsity Sports Network show. If you haven't seen that, 8 p.m. for the girls, 10 p.m. for the boys. Definitely worth your while on that. Let's see. That's I believe that's a 1A. Let's see if that's a 1A, girls. Lake Wales. Yep, 1A Lake Wales, 19-2. Easy win over Discovery. Pencil them in. They'll be playing the winner of All Saints and Horizon. We talked about this being a pretty weak district, unfortunately, on that Varsity Sports Network show. By the way, as we're going through this, in case you missed the tweet, Cornell playing Syracuse tonight. Syracuse jumped out early in the first quarter, up 7-1. And Cornell made a goalie change, bringing in Plant alumnus and freshman Wyatt Knust, who is now playing in goal. I believe it's 11-6 Syracuse at the half. So it looks like Wyatt maybe will get the chance to finish out the game. Let's see if Cornell can crawl it back and give Wyatt his first win at the collegiate level, which would be a huge game. Game's on the ACC network if you want to put that down too. Up north, Pensacola Catholic on the girls' side. 1A up 13-2 in the second half on Pensacola. I think we can kind of call that one at this point. So we'll put Pensacola Catholic in. They'll be playing the winner of Seacoast Collegiate and Milton. We got Jensen Beach. I believe that's 13, District 13 in 1A. Let's see. Yep, Jensen Beach is up 15-7 on Suncoast. I think we can kind of assume Jensen's going to win that game. They're going to get matched up with South Fork in a district that is a region that, a district that's a much better district than thought at the beginning of the season. A couple of top 10 programs along with Benjamin. By the way, with that win by St. Edward's, they will be moving on to meet Benjamin. So you're going to have a semifinal, girls 1A, District 13, Benjamin, St. Edward's, South Fork, Jensen Beach. Certainly one to get out and see. Nice all over Atlantic Coast in the second half, 22-2. I think we can put that one in the Nice playbook or in the record books. Let's update that. Nice will be taking on Fletcher in the semifinals. Let's go further down, and that's it so far on the girls' side for the scores being reported. Okay, go back to the boys, see if we got any updates. Looks like we've got no changes on Wharton, no change on Melbourne. Nothing on Osceola, nothing on Calvary Christian Community School. Palm Harbor still up 9-3. Haggerty, 9-1 over Seminole in the second. Shouldn't be any difficulty for Haggerty to close that one out. At East Lake, we have an early 2-0 lead over Sun Lake. Bishop Moore still 4-0 in the first. While we're waiting for scores to come in, let's take a quick look at some of these brackets, see what we've got here. Girls 1A, District 1, Gulf Breeze with the bye. South Walton and West Florida will be meeting tomorrow. Pensacola Catholic, as we mentioned, looks like they're going to get the win over Pensacola. Seacoast and Milton will be playing tomorrow. District 2, Episcopal School of the bye. Probably doesn't matter. Bowles is the second place team in the district, and Episcopal School is coming out of that region in all likelihood. St. Augustine and with the bye at District 3, along with a couple of other byes. The only game that's on tonight, St. Joseph Academy and Matanzas, the 4 and 5 seed. Only 5 teams in the district. In District 4, there's only 4 teams. Santa Fe, we know, has the winner ready, looking to take on the Oakall East Side winner in what is a relatively weak district. Okay, District 5 and 1A. There's only 5 teams there. The only game tonight is River Ridge and Wesley Chapel. Cypress Creek, Sun Lake, and Pasco of the byes tonight. District 6 and 1A for the girls. We've touched on this. Lake Wales, 19-2 win. Lake Mineola with the bye. South Lake and Windermere Prep are also playing today, as are All Saints and Horizon. District 7 and 1A. Got Lake Island Prep on the bye. Bishop Moore on the bye. First Academy on the bye. The only game tonight, Trinity Prep and Lake Buena Vista. Neither of them are a threat to knock off Lake Island. In District 8, we have Satellite as the 1 seed. There's 8 teams in this district, so everyone's playing 3 games. They'll be playing the winner of West Shore and Cocoa Beach, which is on tonight. Got Edgewood and Rockledge, 2-7 matchup, and Holy Trinity and Merritt Island, the 3-6 matchup, also tonight, and the semifinals are tomorrow. District 9 and 1A. We have 6 teams, St. Petersburg Catholic and Calvary Christian with the 2 byes. Northeast and Osceola playing tonight. St. Petersburg, as we mentioned, with the forfeit win over Clearwater. St. Petersburg moves on to play Calvary Christian Clearwater in the semis tomorrow. St. Petersburg Catholic awaiting the Northeast Osceola game. District 10, Academy of the Holy Names with the bye. Berkeley Prep with the bye. Robinson with the bye. The only game tonight, Tampa Catholic Freedom. And I believe we've already got a score in on that as far as a partial. Let's see. No, not yet. Nothing in yet. Okay. District 11. On the girls' side, Cardinal Mooney of the 13-11 win. That's a 4-5 matchup over Bishop Moreau. They'll be matched up in the semis tomorrow with Out of Door Academy. We got St. Stephen's Episcopal, which will glide over Cape Coral. And Canterbury is playing Fort Myers right now. We know Canterbury is up big on that one. District 12, Naples with the bye. Community school, as I said, all over Cypress Lake. Community school at a 4 in the district is a real indictment of how the FHSAA power ranking works. Number 2, Baron Collier over, and number 7, Estero playing. Leli and Golden Gate also playing tonight. Community school is going to be matched against Naples tomorrow night, and I would not be surprised if community school wins that game. Mentioned District 13 already. District 14, American Heritage Del Rey will, even though this is one heck of a district, it's still American Heritage Del Rey, going to be very tough to beat them. We've got Oxbridge and St. John Paul going at it tonight, 4 and a 5. King's Academy at number 2 of a bye. And St. Andrews and Cardinal Newman are also playing tonight, a 3-6 matchup to see who takes on those teams. Victor, thanks. Boys update, Vieira 14, Sebastian River 2 at the half. Vieira rebounding nicely from their game of Creekside. In District 15 in 1A on the girls' side, Pinecrest with the bye. Got Cardinal Gibbons at a 4-5 game of North Broward Prep. That game should be over by now. We don't have the score yet. Calvary Christian, Fort Lauderdale, and Archbishop McCarthy playing at 6 o'clock. That's a 2-7. An American Heritage Plantation against the University School. That's a 3-6. Pinecrest is the team to beat, but there are some very strong teams in this district too. And then also down south, we have Gulliver, 12-4 over Ransom Everglades. Ransom Everglades over Coral Shores, 12-4. They will be traveling to Key West. And Palmer Trinity of the 8-2 lost to Miami Country Day. So we've got Miami Country Day and Westminster Christian going to face each other at Key West in the other semifinal. Westminster Christian is a 3-6 game with a 9-8 overtime win over Gulliver Prep. That's the girls 1A. Let's go to the scoreboard, see if we got any male boys updates. Okay. Looks like, Wharton and Wiregrass are still 15-8 in the fourth. That might be a final. A lot of times if the score doesn't change in the fourth, it's because the game's over and no one's bothered to update it. We have Melbourne clinging to the 9-8 lead over South Fork in the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at what that matchup was, because Melbourne was very impressive coming down the stretch, and the type of year they had. They're certainly a program on the way up. Not sure if they're 1A. Here we go. We're 2A in District 8. This is a 4-5 matchup, so not unexpected that it's close. Martin County and Vero at 1 and 2 have got the byes in this. Vieira, we know, is going to win that game pretty comfortably, and will be facing Vero. And that's a huge game. Those who have already seen the boys bracket, who's in, who's out, that'll be playing at 10 p.m. tonight. You'll see that Vieira, if Vieira can find a way to knock off Vero, that's going to open up maybe 3 teams from this district to be in the 2A playoff. Right now, Vero, I believe, is at the 5 seed, Martin County at the 1 seed, assuming they're winning the district, and Vieira is at 9 looking in. So great chance for Vieira to make their mark. We've got Berkeley Prep, I think we mentioned, 18-2 final over Tampa Prep. Mandarin with the easy to win up north, 16-2 over Atlantic Coast. Kings Academy with the 16-10 win over Suncoast. Mitchell 19-7 final over Land O'Lakes. Calvary Christian Clearwater clearly ahead. Community School is now up 20-1 in the third quarter. No doubt they'll win there. Palm Harbor still holding on, third quarter, 11-4 lead. Haggerty still 9-1 in the second. Trinity Catholic still 6-2. Lincoln 17-2 over Gainesville. Oviedo, easy win. Bartram still trailing Fleming Island 7-4 in the third. East Lake up 3-0 over Sun Lake in the first. And Bishop Moore up 4-0 still over First Academy. Let's see what we've got over here on the girls' side, see if we've got any updates. Plant, easy win over Alonzo. Forest, we know already. Ransom, we know. St. Edwards, Satellite, we know. Cardinal Mooney, we know. Santa Fe, we know. Winter Haven, 8-6 over Lakeland. Let's see what that was. Winter Haven, 8-6 over Lakeland. That's girls 2A. See what that district looks like. Winter Haven and Lakeland. Lakeland was the 4 seed. Winter Haven was the 5 seed. So there's a minor upset there. Good for Winter Haven. 8-6 final. We'll pencil that in. They move on to play Celebration in the girls District 7 2A semifinal. Canterbury still up 14-3. We can pretty much put that away. Windermere Prep 14-3 over Southlake. That's the 1A. Let's update that one. Let's see. Windermere Prep. Why are we not here? Okay, there we go. This is a District 6 girls 1A. Windermere Prep 14-3 as a 5 seed over Southlake as a 4. That's the type of result that you kind of wonder. Again, where do these rankings come from? Windermere Prep moves on to play the number 1 seed, Lake Minneola, tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Wolfson with the shutout win over Riverside. No real surprise there. That's pretty far south, I believe. Let's see. 12, 11. Okay, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe that's up north. Yep, District 2, 1A on the girls' side. We'll pencil in Wolfson, a 3-6. Wolfson, the easy win tonight. They will move on to play Bowls. 1A District 2 girls. Okay. Lake Wales, we have already. Pensacola Catholic really stretching it out. That's almost a done deal. Jensen Beach still 15-7 over Suncoast. That might well be a final at this point. Olympia 8-5 over Evans. That should be a 2A girls in the Orlando area. Yep, that's District 6 in 2A. Olympia is a 5. Evans was a 4. I think, again, those who sort of watch the girls who's in, who's out, knows that I was kind of a little skeptical about how Evans was there. So Windermere, the 1 seed, will be hosting Olympia tomorrow at 7:30. And Bartow up very big on Lake Gibson in the first. I think we can put that one in the books. It's 16-1 in the first half. So let's update there. Let's see, Bartow, that's going to be Winter Haven, Orlando type area. There we go. That's District 7, 2A for the girls. Bartow at the 2nd seed. We'll just put that in. They'll be playing the winner of Dr. Phillips and Freedom. Okay. All right, well, we're doing this since I'm curious now to see how Wyatt's doing. Let's quickly pull up Inside Lacrosse and go check out the scoreboard there, because we'll be able to get that pretty quickly. Men's Division 1. And right now, Cornell, by the way, was played on Saturday. Syracuse played last Thursday, so Syracuse obviously had a couple of extra days rest, and Cornell, 2-day turnaround. It's 12-8 Syracuse in the third quarter. Let's click on the goalies and see how Wyatt's doing here. For some reason, Inside Lacrosse's website's gotten kind of small, slow. Goalies. Wyatt has, well, he's made 2 saves and given up 4 goals. So, on the percentage side, a little off, but he's in. And it's not like the Syracuse goalie's lightening up either. He's at 33% also. So this is a game where you could say that the defenses aren't doing enough to keep the offenses out of scoring position. When your goalies are 33%, that's a little rough. Okay. Back to my nice look. Okay, Victor, thanks. 19-3 at the end of the third quarter. I think we could put that one in the book, Victor. Without doubt, would have been nice to have seen Vieira play the Holy Trinity game last week. I did make a promise, though, if Holy Trinity is there at, say, a number 2 or 3 seed, and they've got someone like Lake Highlands coming to town for their first playoff home game, I am certainly going to be there for that one, because that's just one of those games you sort of live for when you're in my position. Basically, you see all of these, these programs that are up and coming, and then you've got the programs that have been around for a long time. And the up and comer finally gets their shot at the big boy. You know that the crowd will be large. And by the way, as a New York Jets fan, I was very interested when I walked into Holy Trinity. When the rain hit and we had the lightning delay, I was in the gymnasium, and there on the wall was the Marcus May Training Center. Marcus May is safety for the Jets, although I think he's a free agent this year. Jets aren't going to bring him back, but I believe he donated all the money for the gym, being a graduate of Holy Trinity. So, Marcus, if you're out there, here's a shout out to you. And, don't forget to start to check out our sport too, because believe me, you'd probably enjoy it. Let's take a quick look at the Twitter feed. Let's see what's going on here. What have we got here? People are, talking about Wyatt getting into the game. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much what we've been discussing so far today. I'll try to do that part on the cell phone, make it a little bit easier, so I know what I'm looking like on the screen. By the way, besides Victor, the other person who's watching this live, why don't you identify yourself over on the top chat side? I know a lot of you are going to be at games. You're going to catch this on the replay, just like a lot of morning coffee. And not a lot of people watch it live right at 8:30, but a lot of people watch it during the day on demand. And I've got you. Let's talk a little bit about how you can help out the site. We're on Twitter. The handle is Florida, capital L, capital X. We also have on the Facebook page, we have FLA, LAX, NEWS, Flalax News. We do have an Instagram. I'm almost never on it, unfortunately, but it's certainly there. And maybe over the summer, once I'm dialed down a little bit, I'll get back to maximizing that some more. And on our YouTube channel, Florida Lacrosse News, don't forget to subscribe to it. We are now major content providers for VarsitySportsNetwork.org, 16-channel online network that covers the entire Florida high school scene, just about every sport. And you can subscribe to their YouTube channel, which is under Varsity Sports Network. And I also, they have multiple Twitter handles that you can check on, VSN, Orlando, etc. And I'm sure they have a Facebook page too, and probably an Instagram also. But we'd really appreciate it if you could support them too. They're certainly giving us plenty of content hours to provide. And also, around the state, other places to find information. One of the best, obviously, Tampa Lax Report covers basically 3 to 4 districts over on their side of the state. a little bit north of Tampa, touch west, a touch east actually, and down towards, I guess they get about as far down as Fort Myers. That's probably about it for them. Up north, we have Lax 904, Ray Carnicelli, every Sunday, 10 a.m. He has his live internet and radio program. I believe it's 1010 XL. I'm blanking a little bit on the other place to find it, but Ray has been around a long time. Excellent play-by-play broadcaster, knows the Northeast area very well. Always has very good guests on it. It's worth your listening into when you have the chance. And other places that we've gotten to know a little bit here and there. Lax Orlando, that's the Twitter handle, up in the Orlando area. Came across Duval Sports, which is high school sports coverage up in that area. Ocala Preps also does theirs. Then you've got Naples Daily News, NDN _ Z, Z score. If you do NDN _ Z, that's enough for them. And that'll pop up. Sometimes we have the Palm Beach Post High School section, ESPN 106.3 in my area. Dues report. Unfortunately, Wells just doesn't really get to do a lot of high school anymore, unfortunately. And, obviously I miss working with him quite a bit. Over the years, we had such great times doing podcasts. Let's go. Let's go back to the boys' scoreboard. Let's see what we've got that's in now. For those who have missed it, Ransom Everglades, forfeit win over Key West. Alonzo 15-5 over Sickles. Pine 13-2 over John Carroll. Bartow 13-5 over Winter Haven. Trinity Prep 20-10 over Lake Mineola. Those are all finals. We're still showing Wharton and Wiregrass with Wharton 15-8 in the fourth. I suspect that's a final by now. Melbourne still up 9-8 on South Fork in the fourth. Leon up north 15-4 over Fort Walton Beach. Olympia 6-4 over Tohopekaliga. Fletcher 15-3 over Sandalwood. Dwyer 19-3 over Park Vista. Berkeley Prep 18-2 over Tampa Prep. Mandarin 16-2 over Atlantic Coast. We got Kings 16-10 over Suncoast. Osceola blowing away Clearwater. Mitchell 19-7 over Land O'Lakes. Got Calvary Christian Clearwater 14-3 over Northeast in the fourth. Community School up big on Cypress Lake in the fourth. Palm Harbor 14-5 on Sarasota. Looks like Palm Harbor is going to pull that upset. Trinity Catholic 7-6 now over Santa Fe. Haggerty 9-1 still over Seminole, not being updated. Lincoln 17-2 over Gainesville. Oviedo 16-0 over Lyman. Fleming Island, now it's 8-7 over Bartram in the fourth. Bishop Moore gliding 10-0 over First Academy. East Lake 7-0 over Sun Lake. That's what we have in so far on the boys' side. And Vieira, we know that Vieira is up big on Sebastian River, also going through. And on the girls' side, let's refresh and see what we've got. Okay, on the girls' side, we know that Wellington and St. Petersburg won on forfeits. Miami Country Day 8-2 over Palmer Trinity. Westminster Christian 9-8 over Gulliver Prep. Manatee 16-2. Victor just updated for me. Syracuse 12-11 now over Cornell into the third. Cornell making a run here. We have Oviedo big over Lyman. Plant, the girls celebrating White's game and goal with the 22-4 win over Alonzo. We got Forest winning 16-4 over Flagler Palm Coast. Ransom Everglades 12-4 over Coral Shores. Winter Haven 8-6 over Lakeland. Santa Fe 15-11 over Gainesville. Still have Canterbury 14-3. I suspect that's a final by now. Vieira crushing Cypress Creek. Palmetto 10-9. A little bit of an upset over Coral Reef. Cardinal Mooney 13-11 over Bishop Verreau. Pensacola Catholic with the final 20-2 over Pensacola. Windermere Prep handling Southlake 14-3. Jensen Beach now a final, 15-7 over Suncoast. Park Vista, easy winner over West Boca. Barron Collier, easy win over Estero. Lehigh with a big win over Golden Gate. And Wolfson with an easy win over Riverdale. Got Olympia 8-5 over Evans. Nice 22-2 over Atlantic Coast. Those are finals. Lake Wales is the final, 19-2 over Discovery. South Plantation, final 15-2 over Taravella. River Ridge 13-1 over Wesley Chapel. Boone 22-0 over East River. Bartow up easy 18-1 over Lake Gibson in the second half. And that's all we've got for the scores right now. So it looks like this is going to be a pretty easy night for a lot of teams. And that tends to happen both in the first round and the semifinals of districts. It's pretty rare that a district is deep enough to have a semifinal that's close, although there's probably half a dozen regions where we're going to see that. I'm going to quickly look at my iPhone and see. I know Victor's keeping us up to date. I want to kind of put it up here too, so I've got the ability to get some of the statistics on that. For some reason, it loads a lot faster on the cell phone than on my desktop. And so on the goalie side, by the way, Mikey Berkman with 1 goal, the West Orange grad for Syracuse in that game. John Piatelli having a big game for Cornell. And right now, White's picked it up. He's at 50%, 5 saves, 5 goals against, 10 shots on net. So White's picking it up. He made 3 of the last 4 saves, and it would be really nice if Wyatt Noose got his first win as a pro in relief in the Dome in Syracuse. That will certainly be one of those stories that gets handed down in the Noose family from generation to generation. Let's take a quick look at Twitter feed. So we got coming in for those who are, we've got, let's see. Okay, Orlando Sentinel actually covered the Lake Island girls lacrosse today. Lauren Pittman and Izzy Hughes both getting shout outs in the paper. Got a little back and forth on school sizes. St. Andrews only has about 560 high school students, but you probably have to add in some of the middle schoolers too, who are probably on the team also. Let's see. Yeah, people like the article we did today on Ponte Vedra and St. Andrews on Friday. Thanks for the compliments on that. But that's about it. It's actually a pretty quiet Twitter night right now on that. Let's go to the national Twitter and see what we got. Tampa Lax report, week 8 players of the week are out. As I said before, you should really check in with them once in a while. They do wonderful work in their area. Players of the week, games of the week. James Broom does a great job with his videos. Okay, yeah, looks like Vieira's getting called out on the score. 32-0, yeah, on the girls' side. Yeah, it's you really, once you get to, if it's 20-0, you've got to basically call off the offense. Whether that means you just basically work on your patterns and just don't take the shots or whatever, but 32-0 really doesn't need to occur. In Immokalee, the boys are trailing Fort Myers 1-0 after the first. The Varsity Sports Network has added Roku a few weeks ago, and now they've got Apple TV going. So if you got either of those platforms, you can find them there. Game update. Now they're doing baseball. How does baseball even exist anymore with lacrosse dominating the spring? I was getting in trouble. Oh, Joe Keegan. Let's mention Joe Keegan a little bit. I love checking in with Joe. I keep in touch with him. He is one of the better people at providing video breakdown and explaining what's going on the screen and finding little nuggets to watch. And it's a wonderful thing to check out. He's let's see, Joe's Twitter feed is at Joe Keegs, JoeKeegs. Joe Keegs. He's definitely worth checking out. Yeah, looks like we have a St. Andrews basketball player who's setting his sights on the NBA draft. Good for you, Anthony Polite or Polite. Mitchell, we mentioned he's a 19-7 win. Riverdale High School playing Venice High at 7 o'clock tonight. Mindy McCord, who is always on top of the power rankings. Number 15 RPI, number 16 in Lax Rankings Computer, number 22 in IL Women. You can't stop this great group of seniors. The longer we play, the better we get. Proud of this team. Good for you, Mindy. Same to you, Amanda. I mean, we have 3 women's Division I programs in the state and 2 in the top 25, top 22 actually, and top 15 in RPI. That's just great. Congrats to both of you. Lax numbers out with some new rankings. Mandarin boys 16-2. They'll face Nice tomorrow night. And Alonzo, we've already covered that one. Interesting picture. I guess the Heart and Hustle necklace. I have no idea what the hooked fish is on the right. Unless that's the heart. Okay, we've got Casey Powell giving a little advice to middle school kids. Do not play just one sport. Certainly go with that one there. Ride or die. My son plays every sport with the Huddle Lion. Writing. If you want to get a college coach's attention, you make sure that on your highlight video, you've got some pretty hard riding and maybe a strip or two or an intercepted pass, or maybe even causing a bad pass or even causing a failure to advance. There is nothing that gets a college head coach's attention quicker than that. Believe me, it's not the behind the back shot. It's you riding and turning a ball over. Okay, let's see. TC ladies move on 15-12 over Freedom. Tampa Catholic, I assume that is. Rick Beardsley, Lacrosse Twitter is so quiet right now. Yeah, we're all watching the game. Let's go quickly back to that and see what we got. We still got 12-11 in the fourth. White's now at 55% in the cage. Oh, now check that. We're now at 13 all. Cornell has reeled it all the way back in. I think it was 7-1 in the first quarter. Syracuse with the lead. Cornell showing that their win over Hobart was no fluke. Syracuse's win over Hobart probably was. You listening, Casey? Okay. Let's go quickly back to the scoreboard. We'll see what we can find, if anything has changed. Certainly keeping an eye on Fleming Island and Bartram. East Lake up 7-1 on Sun Lake. Community School closing it out. Trinity Catholic 7-6 on Santa Fe in the third. Let's see what else has changed a little. Palm Harbor still holding on to a nice lead over Sarasota. That would be an upset. Lake Island 19-0 over Foundation. That's a final. Palm Beach Central 16-4 over Palm Beach Gardens. Melbourne did hold on 9-8 win over South Fork. That's a final. Looking for Bartram. Didn't see it. South Walton with the easy win over Escambia. Must have passed it. Let's see. Go back. Find Bartram. Huh. Games disappeared from the scoreboard. That's interesting. Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay, Fleming Island pulled away, knocking off Bartram. That is certainly going to turn upside down the at-large in 2A. Fleming reversing, I believe, reversed the loss. Good for them. On the girls' side, see what we've got. South Plantation we had, Boone we had, River Ridge over Wesley Chapel, Edgewood over Rockledge, 13-4 final. Got doesn't look like we have anything else new at this point. I suspect the Canterbury-Fort Miles game is a final. It hasn't changed in a while. St. Andrews of an easy win over Cardinal Newman. That puts them on to play King's Academy, I believe. We're now at 14 all. Cornell, Syracuse, 14 all. Might have to see what we got here. Yep, that's Cornell tying it up. Wyatt's back under 500, 7 goals against, 6 saves. This must be a beauty of a game to watch. Might have to go on demand after this is over. We're going to kind of wrap it up at 9 o'clock because, to be honest, it's not a lot of close games being played right now. And I'll just bring an update on these things for a morning coffee in the morning. Tomorrow should be a much better night to do this because we'll have semifinal games for the most part around the state. We'll have some much better games to sort of pay attention to. Let's see, go back to Twitter, see what we got on Twitter. Plant Sickles, Palm Harbor, all winners tonight on the girls' side. That's pretty much it. New information. And on the national side, interesting. The Baltimore Ravens starting QB is a fan, huh? Lamar Jackson riding a scooter through the illustrious Morgan State campus to support the women's lacrosse team. Good for you, Lamar. By the way, Lamar's from down here, Boynton Beach High School grad. Jacoby Brissett was over at, I believe, Dwyer at the same time. I believe those two might have hooked up to play against each other in high school. That might have been something worth seeing. Piatelli now has 7 goals for Cornell. Let's see. Brevard Sports Network advertising a baseball game. I guess that's pretty much it. Terry, the official Lax girl, missed the start of the Syracuse game because I was at Michael's buying flowers for my new vase, which you all are going to love. Tari, don't you buy the vases at Michael's and the flowers maybe at a place that's a little bit more used to selling them? You know, like local gas station. Sorry, Tari. Lace up with lax, all 18 and older lacrosse players in Georgia. Joe Keegan's top 20 out. I don't see Hobart, Joe. I don't care if they're 3 and 5. It's strength of schedule, my man. Jacksonville at number 9. By the way, one of the Inside Lacrosse polls had Jacksonville at number 8 this week. Coach Galloway, the players, congrats. Just an amazing thing to see the kids in a top 10 team right now in the nation. And clearly they've probably earned an at-large if they lose in the final of the conference. If they don't get it, it's really kind of a bit of a old boy network slapping down a newcomer type setup. Let's see what we got on Cornell, Syracuse. I think we're still 14-14. Got to be pretty late in the game, too. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to pause for a couple of minutes because I want to see the darn game. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes to wrap things up. This is Lee Roggenberg. You know what? Let's just call it a night. We'll get back to you. Oh, look at that. They put me on. The boys are on Varsity Sports Network now. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the girls at 8 p.m. and at 10 p.m. tonight. If you haven't already checked it out, Varsity Sports Network, we've got my championship drive. We've got the latest edition of Who's In, Who's Out. Remember when you watch it, Stoneman and West Broward had not been suspended before we did this taping. So ignore that part of what we talk about. And this is Lee Roggenberg saying so long from the Sunshine State. Enjoy.